Good morning and a happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we will talk about. Update on the 750 billion euro stimulus package. The week ahead in terms of economic data and earnings. Tata Sons is considering raising about $1 billion. On Friday, the S&P 500 gained about 0.3%. The Dow and the Nasdaq were also up about 0.2 to 0.3%. For the week, the Dow advanced 2.3%, outpacing the tech-heavy Nasdaq composite, which fell 1.1%. It was a reversal in a year that we have seen Nasdaq gain 17%, while the blue chips in the Dow Jones are still down 6.5%. The technology sector edged lower last week, while industrials, which have suffered under expectations of an economic slowdown, posted gains. Value stocks generally outpaced their growth counterparts, though they remain far behind from a year perspective. Manufacturers, banks, and other companies who shares trade at a low multiple of their book value or net worth typically fall into the value category. So it was rotation week primarily last week. The yield on the 10-year treasuries increased about 1 basis point, hovering around the 0.62 mark, while dollar weakened and crude oil also declined. News from Euro. Euro leaders failed to reach an agreement on the 750 billion euro stimulus package after 3 days of sparring in Brussels. Angela Merkel and Emmanuel Macron on Saturday walked out of a meeting with the Dutch Prime Minister after a dispute of how much of the package should be dispersed as grants and how much as loans. Germany and France are said to have insisted that at least 400 billion euros should be handouts. Hawks from Northern Europe pushed for a much lower figure. The week ahead, earnings season kicks into high gear this week. IBM gets the tech ball rolling on Monday, followed by Microsoft, Intel, Snap, and Texas Instruments. In finance, Blackstone, Amex, and Capital One will weigh in, along with the Swiss banks UBS and Julius Baer. Tesla, Daimler, and Hyundai will show how the car makers are doing. And on Thursday, all eyes will be on Twitter following the social platform's recent hacking debacle. On the economic data front, a pretty light week ahead. We just have the RBA minutes, Canadian and UK retail sales, and the Eurozone and UK PMIs that will be on focus. With no major US economic reports on the calendar, the dollar will take cues from virus cases, stimulus headlines, and also risk appetite in general. Investment grade issuance may pick up 15 billion to 20 billion, an informal survey showed, from the 12 billion that was priced last week. KKR is due to market a 2.75 billion loan for Epicor, the first dividend recapitalization to emerge in the dollar market since March. Small junk bond sales are also possible. On the corporate news, a few things that caught attention and something that might have a bearing of what we can hear this week is the UK is turning to Japan to create its 5G wireless network, with Japanese companies NEC and Fujitsu seen as potential suppliers. The move comes after Britain announced that it will ban Huawei from its next generation mobile networks. IBM could report weak second quarter sales across most segments on Monday due to a sharp pullback in IT spending, according to Bloomberg intelligence. Tata Sons is considering raising about 1 billion for its group companies, including Tata Motors and Tata Power. This is according to Mint. Business Standard reported that the firm's board decided to put more cash into group companies that were hardest hit by the pandemic. Wirecard bond investors were looking for compensation from the 4 banks who helped the company sell the debt. Deutsche Bank, ING, Credit Agricole fell short in their due diligence when they acted as joint global coordinators at the issuance of 500 million euros in Wirecard's bonds in September 2019, is what the European investors have said. They're also looking for damages from joint book runner ABN AMRO. Disney is pulling back on its Facebook ads. This is according to Wall Street Journal. The social media network's number one advertiser is joining hundreds of other companies, including Unilever, Starbucks, and Ford, in cutting its ad spending in protest over Facebook's policy over hateful content. The time frame for Disney's pullback isn't clear. Of course, the company has fewer movies to promote because of the pandemic, but remains to be seen how long this is going to last. That's your update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Have a lovely week ahead, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.